Today, calzone pizza. In the south of Italy, calzone means pants. They gave this dish this name because it resembles one of the legs of the pants, or so they say. Call it as you wish, this calzone is absolutely delicious, crispy outside and savory and creamy inside. Eat it in the summer, eat it in the winter is always a good idea. If you want to know how I did this recipe, just keep watching. I start by measuring 3.5 cups of bread flour. I put the flour in a standard mixer. Then I am going to add 1.5 teaspoon of salt, and I will mix the salt in. To make sure the salt is well combined, I detach the bowl from the standard mixer. I shake it, and then I mix the flour and salt again. For the wet ingredients, I'm gonna need 1.5 cup of water. I'm gonna add 1 teaspoon of yeast, 1 tablespoon of honey, and I will mix everything together. I turn the mixer back on and I add the wet ingredients. Then I mix on low so the flour don't go everywhere. And when the dough is well formed, I turn up the speed on medium and mix for 5 minutes. After the dough is working for 5 minutes, I remove it from the hook. And one way to check if the dough developed the gluten is to poke it. If it springs back, means that it has the right consistency. Afterwards, I cover it with a plastic film and a kitchen towel. And then I place it to proof for 2 hours in a cold oven with the light on. While the dough is proofing, I am going to make the sauce. I am going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a saucepan. Then I will peel, cut in half, and remove the sole from 2 garlic cloves. And then I will add them to my oil. The oil has been heated up on low-medium heat. When it's nice and fluid, means that it's ready. I am going to add my garlic and I'm gonna let it sit there until it's done bubbling. Then I am going to add my tomato sauce. I am going to rinse the container with 1/4 cup of water and then I will add it to the pan. I'm gonna season my sauce with 1/8 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then I am going to add about 10 to 15 leaves of fresh basil. I will mix everything together. Then I am going to cook a cover for 20 minutes on low. I will prepare the filling by slicing 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese. I am going to cut in quarters 4 ounces of salami, and then I am going to use 2 ounces of ricotta cheese. And these are going to be all the fillings. When the dough is ready, I am going to place it on a floured surface and I will create a log that I will divide in 4 parts. I am going to create 4 balls. I will pick one of them and then I will put the other ones aside and I will start to create a pizza disc. There are many ways to stretch the pizza. You just have to find the one that works for you. I always start by rounding the dough with my hands and then I gently stretch it with my fingers. Now I can place one hand on top of the disc and then I stretch the sides. As I was saying, there are many methods that you can use. There is the slapping method. You can help yourself with a rolling pin. Or if you want, you can actually help yourself with the edge of the counter to stretch the pizza. In making the calzone, I found helpful to flatten the edges, to flatten like the border, instead of actually keeping it, considering that afterwards we are going to overlap it. It's better if it's flat so it doesn't become too thick. The disc is ready. I add the filling only on 1/2 of the dough. Then I start adding all the ingredients. I start with the tomato sauce, then I break with my hands the mozzarella cheese, the salami, and then as a final touch the ricotta cheese. After the ingredients are placed, I grab the other half of the disc and I fold it matching the edges. Then with my hand, I press on them to seal the calzone. It's time to cook the calzone. I flour the peel first and then I remove the excess. Then I bring it to the oven and I cook the calzone at 500 Fahrenheit for 4 minutes each side. Of course, this is a small one, so it takes just 4 minutes. If you have like a medium one, like I'm going to show you later, it should be 5 minutes for each side. This is a medium one, so I cook it 5 minutes each side. Then when it's ready, I am just gonna put it on a plate and I'll let it cool down for about 8 minutes, so it's not gonna be scorching hot. And this was my take on the calzone recipe. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching.